guys, how are you doing? I just came back from a long vacation and I'm trying to get back into the routine of things again. But I'm here today to tell you a little story about a conversation that happened between me and my friend yesterday. So here we go. So yesterday, my friend from high school texted me and, we had a chance to catch up. Before I tell you about our chat, let me give you a bit of a context. You see, in high school, she was that type of friend who always competed with me in everything I did. She was the sort of person who envied me and constantly compared herself to me without trying to let on. But I really didn't feel that same competitiveness toward her, mostly because she and I had completely different aspirations. But I always got this feeling that she thought that she didn't measure up to me, although that's not something I thought at all. We were just completely different and there was nothing to compete about. So my mind was just not there at all. But, that was the feeling that I got toward her. But things turned because since high school, she's been thriving in her career, making good salary, just climbing up the corporate ladder and whatnot. And she's just been doing absolutely great. And compared to her, well, I've spent a lot of time failing and starting over and failing again because I spent a lot of time struggling to find a career that aligns with my soul's purpose. In so doing, I've spent a lot of time being broke. Anyway, so let's tread back to last night's conversation, which went something like this. My friend talked about how excited she was about how well her life was going. She said that she got promoted at her new job and got a fat raise with the promotion. So with that raise, she said that she bought an expensive new car, changed out all her furniture, and was soon going on a luxurious vacation. And on she went. She kept talking about how well she was doing financially. And she was sending me pictures of everything she bought, how everything was pretty, and etc. and etc. And I was completely thrilled for her. I was completely thrilled that she was thriving. And so I told her that I'm so happy for her. And really, I was genuinely happy for her. She really deserves it because she works really hard. And honestly, she's reaping the benefits of that. Anyways, then she asked me how I was doing. And, I told her the truth. I told her that I still had the same old car from 10 years ago, still the same old furniture from 15 years ago. In fact, I still had no sofa. I never had one since I don't want a bulky sofa taking up so much space in my small apartment. So, that's what that is. Oh, and no promotion for me because I'm working for myself. And, I guess she felt sorry for me because she tried to cheer me up. She said, "Oh, don't worry. You'll soon do well too." Anyway, I went along and played the part that I knew she wanted me to play, which was someone who was envious of her. So I said, "Oh, I'm so jealous of all her successes and how wonderful everything was turning out for her." I knew she wanted to hear it in order for her to feel good about her achievements. Remember, she just always had that little competitiveness toward me. So, it must have been important for her that I would say those things, and acknowledge her achievements. And so why not? I really wanted her to feel good about herself. So I played along. And that was pretty much how our conversation ended. But to be honest, all this is irrelevant to me. And I'm not just saying that. I honestly don't care. I care about her and I feel that she's happy and she feels proud of herself. But honestly, I don't care that she has nicer things than I do. And I don't care to keep up with her or the Joneses for that matter of fact. In society's standard, I can't say I'm excelling in life. You see, I don't have nice things and don't even have a house, nor can I afford one. And to be honest, my income situation is Embarrassingly low. Yeah. But it's irrelevant to me whether I'm doing good or bad in other people's eyes. Why? Because I'm at a place in my life where I'm content with my life that I honestly can't bring myself to care how others are judging me. How can I explain this? Okay, I got it. Let's say you have a car that you've built with your two hands and you customized each and every detail to your liking. You got the color just perfect and the seats just right and the mirrors and all the little parts exactly to your taste. It feels perfectly tailored to you and you always feel so good driving that car around. Well, you wouldn't care if your friend showed up in a Lamborghini or a Ferrari. To you, your car is the one and only in the world, and there's nothing that compares to it because it was tailor-made for you. And that's how I feel. I feel like I've consciously and painstakingly picked each and every detail of my life exactly to my liking that no other person's life compares. My life is so uniquely tailored to me that it's the only one in the world that I want to be in. And it makes me happy that I'm in it. Not that I was always like that. I used to care about things like that. By things like that, I mean like things like keeping up with the Joneses and stuff. If I think back to who I used to be, I'd compare myself with others, especially during the times I was struggling and I was broke. I'd get really envious when I saw my friends getting ahead in life and, I just wasn't. So I'd even avoid meeting my friends because I feel bad about myself when I was with them, with my life seemingly going nowhere. I even remember feeling embarrassed of the phone I carried because their phones were always the newest smartphones, and I was still carrying a 2G phone because I couldn't afford a smartphone. Back then, I wanted to escape the situation I was in by becoming quote-unquote successful, which, let's face it, comes down to having lots and lots of money. The worse I felt about myself, the more I compared myself with others, and I always ended up feeling like I was a big failure as a human being. The one thing I realized from going through this experience is this. Most people try to keep up with the Joneses only when they feel dissatisfied with their lives. If they felt content, then it wouldn't matter what the Joneses were buying. That's the secret to stop comparing yourself to others. Most people compare and compete when they feel bad about where they're at. People who are happy don't compare themselves to others. It's only the people who aren't happy who do this. And honestly, that's the secret to all this. Become happy and you won't care what other people do with their lives. We often focus on what the Joneses are doing when we need validation with our own lives. That's the thing about having nice things. A lot of times we buy expensive, flashy things out of the need to have physical evidence that we're progressing in life. Like little trophies that signify that we're doing okay. Especially if you don't have friends and family or a support system telling you that you're doing well, then oftentimes we revert to accumulating fancy things to serve as evidence that we're progressing in life. I don't know, but my friend that I mentioned earlier, well, maybe she actually doesn't feel like she's doing so well. Because honestly, that's exactly how I acted when I needed validation. So what about me? Right now, I don't need quote-unquote trophies to tell me where I'm at in my life. It's irrelevant whether I'm on track of doing good in the eyes of society. I'm pretty content with my life. I would even go as far as saying I'm pretty happy. Well, at least for now anyways. Knock on wood. Look, the thing is, I had my share of up and down to get to where I'm at right now. I know how it feels like to earn a lot of money because I used to have a high-paying corporate job. And honestly, it feels empty if the work isn't something that aligns with your soul, which my job didn't at the time. I spent a lot of time feeling miserable and feeling trapped in a job that misaligned with who I am. So I don't envy people who have big, fat, fancy corporate jobs because I know I wouldn't be happy if I traded lives with them. Right now, I wake up most days excited to get to work, to write, to draw, to create content, and everything that I do in a day. And frankly, I never thought I'd be saying this, but I'm at a point where I work if I'm bored and if I have any free time, I work. I'm finally seeing improvement with my work, and honestly, that's so exciting. This whole process is pretty exciting to me. I don't know yet how I'll be making money with this, with what I'm doing, but I have an overpowering hunch that my physical reality will eventually reflect how I feel in the inside. Because right now, on most days, I feel abundant and really lucky that I found something that I enjoy. And because I'm happy, I don't feel the need to compare myself with others because I know I wouldn't be happy with anyone else's life but my own. And that's why I'm not interested in keeping up with the Joneses. In conclusion, if you're always trying to catch up with others, you will never be able to get beyond or transcend the competitive mindset. Even if you do win and become the envy among all your friends, you won't be happy, not for long anyways. It's better to focus on creating a life that you love and find things that make you feel good about who you are. Find your purpose in life. Anyway, like always, thanks for sticking around and listening to my story. I appreciate all your views, and each and every one of your comments really matter to me. So please talk to me in the comment section down below. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you in the next video. Regards, Ray.